Washington, D.C., 2025. The American people are glued to their screens, holding their breath. Everyone has been waiting for this moment. The moment when years of debates, harsh words, and seemingly unbreakable ideological walls would collide once again on a single stage. Former President Barack Obama and former President Donald Trump are facing off in the highly anticipated debate. The moderator breaks the tense silence and begins speaking. Mr. Obama, Mr. Trump, you have very different perspectives on America's current economic situation. What steps should be taken in the coming years to move the country to a better economic position? Obama responds in his usual calm and composed tone, though the tension is visible on his face. To sustain economic growth, we must invest in infrastructure and education. We need to support the middle class, protect workers' rights, and invest in renewable energy. His voice gains strength as he emphasizes each word. A faint round of applause is heard in the studio, but is quickly silenced. Trump listens with a smirk before jumping in. Obama is repeating the same old politician talk. We're listening to a leader who tries to run the economy with abstract concepts rather than defending America's interests. When I was president, we saw the lowest unemployment rates in history, and we took the economy to record highs. To make America strong again, we need to cut taxes and unleash the private sector. Trump's voice is sharp and commanding. He doesn't sound like he's in a debate. He sounds like he's delivering a rally speech in the middle of a crowd. The studio falls into an uneasy silence. Obama meets Trump's gaze, both searching the audience's faces for a reaction to their words. This is more than just a debate. This is a reckoning that will shape America's future. And this is only the beginning. The atmosphere in the studio grows increasingly tense. Trump, clearly dissatisfied with Obama's response, leans forward with his signature tough tone. During Obama's term, this country was weak. Our economy was on life support. When we took over, we brought it back to life, he declares boldly. His words echo through the studio. A few of his supporters clap, but Obama, unfazed, turns to Trump with a confident expression. The facts don't agree with you. The numbers speak for themselves, Obama replies, his voice calm but firm. Under my administration, unemployment steadily declined, social services were strengthened, and the middle class was supported. Your policies, on the other hand, only made the rich even richer. Trump slams his hand on the table, his frustration boiling over. Nonsense. Your policies crushed American industry. When I took office, we rebuilt it from the ground up, he snaps. Obama takes a deep breath, meeting Trump's fiery gaze with unwavering confidence. The decline of industry wasn't because of meat, was because of reckless trade wars started by leaders like you. American farmers and workers suffered because of your irresponsible decisions. So tell me, what about the damage you did to the agricultural sector? Trump lets out a short, dry laugh, shaking his head. Agriculture? I protected America's interests. Meanwhile, you were nothing more than a puppet for globalists? He fires back, his words sparking reactions from the audience, some cheering, others grumbling in disapproval. The tension in the studio thickens. The moderator tries to regain control, but the hostility between the two leaders is almost tangible. Obama remains composed. Under my leadership, America focused on the needs of the people. We aim to benefit the entire society instead of making the rich even richer, he says. Trump smirks. That's a complete lie. Under my administration, unemployment hit record lows, the markets soared, and we put more money in Americans' pockets. Obama's expression hardens. And what happened in the long run, do you know? He presses. Your tax cuts gave even more advantages to those who were already wealthy, while the middle class struggled even more. Government revenues weakened, infrastructure projects stalled, and social benefits declined. You filled your own pockets while ignoring the people. For one of the rare moments, Trump falls silent, but not for long. The American people aren't stupid, Obama. Under my leadership, people got their jobs back. The economy thrived. Forget your imaginary statistics. Let's talk about real results. The audience stirs again, supporters from both sides raising their voices. The moderator lifts a hand, trying to settle the room before shifting to the next topic. But one thing is clear to everyone. This debate is far from over, and the tension isn't going anywhere. The moderator pushes the debate forward with the next question. The tension in the studio is now undeniable. Every audience member is glued to their seat, and millions at home are watching this historic confrontation unfold. Let's move on to foreign policy. the moderator announces, his voice carrying the weight of the room's intensity. America's role in international relations has been a highly debated topic in recent years. In your opinion, what is the best approach? Trump wastes no time and immediately goes on the offensive, targeting Obama's foreign policy decisions. The Middle East was in flames during your presidency. When I took office, I brought peace. His words ring through the studio, and the energy in the room shifts. Obama, unfazed by Trump's bold claim, leans forward and responds with measured confidence. Your policies alienated our allies and put America's security at risk, he says firmly. The crowd reacts some cheer for Obama, while others erupt in chants supporting Trump. The division is as clear in the studio as it is across the nation. Trump, unwilling to back down, points directly at Obama and accuses him of weakness. You always back down. Under your leadership, America lost its global standing. His tone sharpens, reflecting the rising tension. Obama, ever composed but resolute, counters. Your reckless rhetoric pushed the world closer to chaos. America should be led by diplomacy and strategy, not fear and aggression. Trump smirks, shaking his head. Your weak diplomacy only emboldened our enemies. North Korea and Iran became stronger because of your soft stance. He fires back. Obama takes a breath, his voice steady but unyielding. Security isn't built through shouting matches, it requires intelligent strategy. Your aggressive approach isolated America and weakened our global influence. We lost allies, and the world started seeing us as a threat. The debate takes an even more personal turn. Obama shifts the conversation toward Trump's past controversies, his gaze intensifying. You put your own interests above America's. His voice rises slightly, signaling the deep frustration behind his words. Trump, unfazed, scoffs and leans in. Your administration was filled with corruption scandals. You and your people were always part of Washington's rotten system. The moderator, sensing the debate spiraling out of control, steps in. Gentlemen, we hope to keep this discussion constructive and informative. Let's focus on policy. But neither leader is ready to ease up. Trump presses on. Under your leadership, America became weaker and more vulnerable. Obama fires back instantly. And under yours, we turned the world against us. The atmosphere in the studio becomes even more intense. Supporters on both sides exchange heated remarks, while social media explodes with reactions to the debate. The foreign policy segment, meant to clarify their visions for America's role in the world, has only deepened the divide and left viewers eager to see what happens next. The atmosphere in the studio grows even more intense. Among the audience, Trump and Obama supporters exchange louder and louder chants, while social media becomes completely locked onto this electrifying showdown. Thousands of comments flood in, and every moment of the debate is clipped and shared online. News networks flash bold headlines across the screen. A historic face-off. Trump and Obama clash live on air. The moderator, sensing the rising tension, attempts to steer the discussion in a new direction. Mr. Obama, Mr. Trump, what are your views on America's military investments and classified weapons programs? What kind of defense strategy should be adopted for the future? Trump doesn't hesitate. During my administration, we made the U.S. military stronger than ever before. Hypersonic missiles, the most advanced fighter jets in history. Massive naval expansion, all of it happened under my leadership. Obama, under you, our military was weak. Obama, keeping his composure, responds coolly. Military investments are crucial, but they must be made responsibly. Your limitless defense spending drained America's domestic budget. The people needed healthcare, education, and infrastructure, but you funneled everything into the military. Global peace isn't just maintained through weapons, it also requires diplomacy. Trump smirks, shaking his head. Obama, since when are you an expert on diplomacy? Under your watch, America kept backing down. North Korea, Russia, Iran, they all mocked us. When I took office, I slammed my fist on the table and showed our enemies just how strong America truly is. Obama turns to the moderator and continues. Strength isn't measured by weapons alone, Trump. Strength is also about trust from our allies. Under my administration, NATO was more unified, and our diplomatic ties were more stable. But under you, even our European friends began distancing themselves from us. Trump quickly fires back. Under my leadership, European leaders had more respect for us. I told them, America won't foot the bill for everything anymore. Unlike you, Obama, I wasn't a pushover. The moderator attempts to de-escalate the situation. Mr. Obama, Mr. Trump, let's move this discussion to a more constructive place. The American people are looking for a hopeful vision for the future. Can you present concrete plans rather than just fueling more tension? For a brief moment, the debate seems to pause, but the tension in the studio remains thick in the air. The moderator struggles to maintain control, yet the energy in the room refuses to settle. As the tension in the studio reaches its peak, the moderator steps in to prevent the debate from spiraling out of control. Mr. Obama, Mr. Trump, we've covered some highly critical topics tonight. However, we'd like to continue this segment with a more hopeful message. Instead of conflict, it's time to focus on unity. In your opinion, what should be done to bring the American people together? Obama, maintaining his composed demeanor both in speech and body language, begins to speak. America has always been built on diversity. People from different cultures, different viewpoints, have come together here under a common ideal: freedom, equality, and democracy. Today, we may disagree on many things, sometimes even fiercely. But what we must never forget is that we are one nation. We live on the same land. We share the same future. For our children to witness a better world, for us to leave them a legacy filled with hope, we must learn to understand each other and find common ground. Democracy requires us to embrace our differences and work towards a shared future. As Obama's words echo through the studio, some members of the audience nod in agreement. However, Trump, with raised eyebrows, seems to think Obama's message is overly idealistic. He jumps in, ready to respond. Look, Obama speaks well. He speaks nicely, but the reality is different. America is a country trying to survive in a tough and competitive world. Yes, we need to be united, but not with naive words like these. Our unity must be built on strength. Weak people follow the strong. I want America to stay strong. We will not let the world take advantage of us. We need to push our economy, our military, our trade to the highest levels. Unity isn't just about waving flags, it's about real leadership. Trump's voice is firm and confident, prompting applause from some in the audience, while others respond with hushed disapproval. The studio is visibly divided. The moderator steps in once again, determined to keep the discussion from veering into complete chaos. Mr. Obama and Mr. Trump, the American people are watching you closely. What we all want is for our unity to remain strong. This has been an intense debate. But before we close, what final message would you like to share with the audience and the people of America? Obama turns to Trump and then to the moderator, offering a warm smile before delivering his closing words. America has faced many challenges throughout history, but we have always overcome them together. I truly believe that when we move forward as one, nothing can stop us. Trump, on the other hand, looks straight into the camera, his expression resolute and unwavering as he delivers his final words. America must always win, and I will keep fighting to make sure that happens. As the debate comes to an end, the audience knows that this historic moment will be remembered for a long time. Who was right? Only time will tell. The host, signaling that the debate is nearing its conclusion, turns to the two former presidents. The studio is silent, tension thick in the air. All eyes are on Obama and Trump. Throughout the debate, emotions have flared, and even the audience members have felt like active participants in this historic discussion. Now, the final words will be spoken, and millions watching from their screens will solidify their opinions. The host initiates the final segment. Mr. Obama, Mr. Trump, we appreciate you both for engaging in this crucial discussion. You have covered a wide range of topics, from the economy to foreign policy, from defense to national unity. However, before we conclude, we would like to hear your final thoughts. What message would you like to leave with the American people? Obama, composed yet deeply emotional, begins speaking. The studio is enveloped in silence. Everyone is hanging on to his every word. History will determine who the true leaders are. This was not just a debate, it was a conversation about America's future. For me, leadership is about progress, moving our country and our people forward. We are strongest when we stand together. We may have differences, but what defines us is the respect we have for one another. The unity of the American people is the foundation of our democracy. Let us not forget, a leader's responsibility is not just to their supporters, but to the entire nation. As Obama's words resonate throughout the studio, Trump immediately takes the floor. He turns his gaze toward the audience, speaking in a firm and confident tone. The people have already made their choice. My leadership is unforgettable. I will continue to fight to make America great again. Obama is not wrong. Unity matters. But the real issue is ensuring America remains strong. A strong economy, a strong military, and most importantly, strong leadership. Without these, unity is meaningless. I believe America's priority should be its own citizens first. We are a great nation, and we will always stay that way. Trump's voice echoes across the studio, followed by murmurs from the audience. The contrast between the two leaders is stark. Obama speaks of unity and respect, while Trump emphasizes strength and power. Though the debate has ended, the real discussion is just beginning. As the broadcast concludes, social media erupts. Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube flood with millions of comments. Some praise Obama's call for unity, while others rally behind Trump's vision of strong leadership. Political analysts dissect every moment of the debate for hours, and the American people are left with words that will be discussed for years to come. As Obama and Trump leave the studio in opposite directions, one question lingers in everyone's mind. Which leader's vision will shape the future?